everyone. Welcome to the Eurocentrist podcast, the podcast where I get to learn history from this person here.
Episode 4, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. We've, you know, Aislinn, do you still remember the first 3 subjects? Let's go through those.
Okay.
This is the exam.
Quiz.
This is the exam
Pop
part.
quiz.
Yeah.
So the first one was the failed expedition to the North Pole by the Austrian government.
Nice.
Second one was the Fresh Prince of Luxembourg or Liechtenstein.
The Drake
racist.
to Mozart, yes.
The Drake to is Mozart, yes. And the last one... The last one, I actually do not remember. You're going to have to remind me.
Tyrolean anti-vaxxer terrorist.
Okay, yeah, I really should have remembered that one based on that description.
Andreas Hofer.
Andreas Hofer. Yeah, honestly, frankly, now that I remember him, pretty unmemorable guy. For that description, I stand by my stance that
he's lamer than his description.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I expected so much more from him. So hopefully this episode will be interesting. I understand that we have props involved.
Yeah.
Today.
So it's all about flying.
That's what that's a reference to?
And it's also fighting the evil empire.
Okay.
So who's...
It's Nazi time, y'all. We're going to learn about the Nazis.
All right. No. Who's worse? Who is worse than the...
Who is worse than the Nazis?
No, that is it's a very short list there. No, but who's more hated by the Americans than the Nazis?
Communists.
Correcto mundo. So,
Yes.
but who's better when you kill Nazis?
Who's better when you kill Nazis?
Yeah,
like, who is
exactly.
better for the purpose of killing Nazis?
No. Like, who, like, in the eyes of the American, gets better if they kill Nazis? Communists.
I mean, sure,
Correct.
but that applies to everyone. Anyone gets better if they kill a Nazi.
Especially Nazis.
Yeah, it's particularly Nazis.
Like Hitler, my favorite guy, by killing himself, he did a bang-up job.
We loved Nazis, killing Nazis so much that we gave them all jobs in NASA after.
Not just NASA.
No, everywhere else. We love them. We love them.
But yes, we are talking about one of the most prolific Nazi killers during World War II. And because this has been a sausage fest so far.
I think I know who you're going to be talking about. And
we will talk about Yekaterina Budanova.
Okay, awesome.
One of the flying aces during World War II.
Hell yeah. Yes.
So are you into that?
Am I into Russian communist women who kill Nazis?
Yes.
Very much so.
Redistribute that pussy, please.
Yes. If she wasn't dead, I'd be thirsting so hard. Just
Even
like
when she's dead.
Even though she's dead, I'm already thirsting.
I'll make that dry pussy wet again.
I'll make this pussy as wet as this fucking
The
beer
rivers
can.
of Jordan will flow deeply.
Okay.
All right.
I want to learn about her. Come on.
Quotes. Let's start off with a quote. I am now devoting my entire life to the struggle against the vile Nazi creatures. If I'm fated to perish, my death will cost the enemy dearly. My dear winged yak is a good machine, and our lives are inseparably bound up together. If the need arises, we both shall die like heroes. Yekaterina Budanova in a letter to her sister. Good stuff? You're already wet?
I'm so wet. We stand a Nazi killing queen.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. All right. Let's continue. Yekaterina Vasilievna Budanova, nicknamed Katya, was born on December 6th, 1916.
Okay.
So during World War II, she comes... World War I. During World War I,
So she would have been like my age killing Nazis then, probably. At the time.
A little bit older, but yeah.
Like mid-20s.
Yeah,
more
exactly.
Like, oh my God. Oh my God, she's single? Wait, so say it. She's Russian.
She was born to a peasant family in the small village of Konoplanka, Smolensk, in the Russian Empire.
Oh, okay.
While she left primary school with the highest grades, she had to soon abandon her studies and find work as a nanny due to her father's Vasily's untimely death. Well, untimely, you say. It's Russia during 1916. Any death is untimely.
Have seen it coming, but it hits different because it's the dad, you said, that died? It's Russia. That's all you got now.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually they're banking on the kids dying, not the parents.
When she was 13 years old, her mother sent her to Moscow to join her sister. Working as a carpenter in an aircraft factory in the Russian capital, she developed an interest in aviation, joining the civilian Kiev Aero Club's parachutist section, despite her mother's reservations, earning her pilot license in 1934 and graduating to flight instructor in 1937.
Okay. It still feels weird to think that there were airplanes in 1937. like
not just planes, but a club for parachutists as well. Like we are the guys who just jump out of the plane with one of the hand sewn.
Like they were really ready to die. They were really ready to like give it all up.
Again, this is post World War I Russia.
Exactly. Their
pain
thrill
and
seekers
misery
are on another level.
Oh yeah. You've seen those Russia videos
true.
of the
those guys that are just hanging off fucking buildings.
Yeah. Oh, there's one where they do like a jump rope thing over like a gap between two buildings, and they do jump rope at the same time.
I can't watch those videos.
No, I get anxiety every time.
I mean, Katya, please call me from the grave. Still, but you do scare me. I mean, that's
she seems like a driven lady so far. Yes.
Every Russian person, particularly born in this time period, is going to be like a badass bitch. You know what I mean? Yeah, or dead.
That's the two
if
options.
You are alive in Russia at any point ever, you have survived. You are not living in Russia. You are surviving. I say this as an American.
And if you have a disability and you still survive, then just, Despite thousands of women fighting for the Bolsheviks during the Russian Civil War, female soldiers weren't legally accepted into the Red Army until 1939, when a law on universal military duty was passed, which naturally didn't really change things overnight either. So when Operation Barbarossa started on June 22nd, 1941, and the German Reich invaded the Soviet Union, very few women served in the military.
Okay. I mean, at least they let them serve in like the 1930s. That's a pretty
at least something.
Pretty high. They really respect women.
Compared to their.
They didn't have anyone else to fight for that. Like they didn't have a lot
but the contemporary other armies, like they wouldn't even entertain the idea of letting a woman. If you're not a whore, a cleaning lady, or a nurse, you're not coming close to that army.
Man, don't you just love
who
was it who came up with the whore Madonna cook nurse complex?
What?
I was making a Madonna whore complex joke. It's
Madonna whore?
Madonna. You've never heard of Madonna whore complex?
Nope.
Are you serious?
Nope. I have no idea.
Good.
What is the Madonna whore complex?
It's like the the misogynist idea that like you can like there are only two types of women. There are like the
saints
virgin
and the whore. Oh
yes,
yeah.
Exactly. You seriously never heard of that?
I know that.
That literally
I didn't know that it was attributed to Madonna, but it makes sense.
No, I didn't say it was attributed to Madonna. That's literally just what it's called.
The musician Madonna, right? Either she's a saint or she's a whore.
I mean, she literally built her entire career on that. So yeah. I mean,
I'm a saint, I'm a lover.
That's not Madonna. The disrespect for female pop icons on this podcast right now is not acceptable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
we love women on this podcast.
She would be against that too because it's capitalism. So
who would be against it? Katya?
Yeah.
Our girl Katya?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but also, I mean, Madonna was a real big fan of like, German expressionism and all of that stuff. Like, I mean, they had...
Wait, isn't that also perverted art in communism?
I don't, well, the Russian film industry, they had some, like, they did take inspiration from a lot of different, they had stuff going on in like the early, like in the 1920s and shit.
Before the purges.
Exactly. During...
I mean, come on, that's just, it's called a brief an era of breathing, like, until the boot goes back up at your ass again.
That's also what we call the 1920s in the United States before the Great Depression.
Yeah, or the 1920s in the Weimar Republic,
true.
Yeah, okay.
And we're about to have a breather decade, basically. Hopefully. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Quote, initially, Red Army recruiters were very reluctant to accept women into the military, although thousands volunteered in the belief that they had the right and obligation to take up arms in defense of the Soviet motherland. Roger D. Marwick, professor of modern European history at Newcastle, Australia. Quote, the early months of the Great Patriotic War, as World War II is known in Russia, were a disaster for the Soviet Air Force. Many warplanes were surprised on the airfields like sitting ducks and obliterated by the Nazi onslaught. Those inexperienced Soviet pilots who were fortunate enough to get off the ground found themselves facing hardened German aces who had been through major clashes, including the Battle of Britain. Also, Soviet pilots didn't have enough time to master the new Yak-1, MiG-1 and MiG-3 that had just joined the military, and this led to a very high casualty rate.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
So Yak-1, MiG-1 and MiG-3 are just models of airplanes.
Okay.
So the Russians very late, they very late into the World War II process, they modernized a lot of parts of their military. For example, they saw what the Nazis were doing with their tanks, and that speed and reliability are more important, for example, than just having all the firepower in the universe, which the Nazis then quickly forgot after the Battle of France.
Very easily
And then
forgot.
they're like, no, we make the biggest tanks possible.
We need Wunderwaffes
Yeah,
out the
exactly.
ass.
Wunderwaffe.
We need all
Tastes
of them.
so good. I love a good Wunderwaffe.
Oh God, don't say that. Don't say that.
Wait, it's better than a Luftwaffe.
What? Then that's nothing. That's just what Russians called food back then. That's what.
A Luftwaffe. That's the normal Russian dessert. Is just air.
It's
and
just air.
And you just imagine a waffle being there.
Yes. What are you laughing at? These are just facts about Russia.
Finally, a 0-calorie sweet. It tastes like hopes and dreams.
No, don't do my girl Katya like that.
All right. In such a critical situation, the Soviet leadership decided to conscript women into the Air Force and create special units of female pilots. Quote from Russia Beyond. Katya herself realized that her flying above the tiny airfield near Moscow was but a preparation for something important and irrevocable she was about to do. She decided in the very first few days of the war to devote her life, knowledge and experience to service in the great cause of bringing about victory over the enemy.
Okay.
Driven.
It's a little vague what she's driving for, admittedly. It's a little...
Gotta kill somebody.
She kind of just seems like she's out for blood, which I respect, but it kind of doesn't seem like she cares that much about, like, human life a little bit, which is kind of what the Nazis were. Well, again, kind of what was bad about the Nazis.
World War One, post World War One Russia. I mean, even before that, it was already not good. But
true,
like
true.
The respect for human life never really existed.
That's a very solid point. I'm a little less attracted to her now, admittedly.
Hey, if you want a cold hard pussy, you're gonna get a cold hard pussy, you know.
It's fair, but I'm more afraid now than I am attracted to her.
Hey, you know,
she'll step on me regardless.
It's very close. It's very close to each other. Those two feelings, you know.
Very accurate.
All right. After enlisting, she was assigned to the 586th. That's how fucking giant those Air Force battalions were. Fighter Regiment, which formed along with the 587th Bomber Regiment and the 588th Air Regiment. I'm guessing they're just numbering them one by one.
They're like, the regiments are just
586, 587, and 588.
They're just one individual guy in each regiment.
And then they have like 10,000 regiments.
Yeah. Or
is this regiment at full strength? Yes, sir. Just one guy.
No. Actually, it's one guy who's all of them. Like he just keeps like running around.
Or the opposite of 3 kids in a trench coat.
Yes.
It's one guy in 15.
Yeah, he's
uniforms.
got several different sock regiments that he has to come up with.
Like sock puppets.
Yes, he like runs around to like different bases throughout Russia, and he puts on different hats. And
when he comes home, he does the kissing to himself motion.
He's got his nails painted so that he can.
No, my girlfriend is in Canada right now.
Yeah, she's in Saskatchewan. She doesn't go to this school.
She doesn't go to this war.
This regiment goes to a different war.
All right.
Anyway, my girl Katya, she goes to this war though. Which war is that? I'm waiting for you to tell me.
All right, so she was assigned to the 586th Fighter Regiment, an all-female aviation unit formed by Stalin at the request of none other than Major Marina Raskova. No doubt in no small part because so many male pilots had already been lost in the early days of the war. So they just, like,
I was gonna say,
progress came because they out-murdered the dudes.
We stand feminist king Joseph Stalin.
That just looked at the facts.
Yeah,
that
who just
they
looked
didn't have enough pilots.
No, but if you've seen pictures of young Stalin, and then you know that
he was a hottie.
He was a hottie.
Yeah.
And he had, he had bloodlust, but he had values. I mean, did he? Actually, I don't think he did.
No, he's very much just a goon.
Pretty much.
No, he was. He like robbed stagecoaches early in his life.
That's true. I do know that. But we love a bad boy. We love a feminist bad boy. You know, we stand
with that beard too. You know,
the mustache.
Yeah. That is exclusively for going down on women.
It's not for anything else. What else did they have to do back then?
This is my landing strip.
Okay. Suddenly.
No, sorry, Stalin. This is my landing strip.
I am suddenly very ill.
I will seize the means of your pussy production.
Every day we stray further from God.
Say that to Stalin.
That was good.
All right.
Okay. So,
all right.
continue.
In the fighter regiment, Katya met fellow accomplished pilot Litvyak. Jesus Christ! Sorry, let me take that one. That's a stupid name. Lydia is her first name. Her nickname is Lilya, and her last name is Litvyak. So it's Lydia Litvyak.
This is the world's worst superhero name.
No, this is clearly a character of the Russian version of the Donald Duck.
Oh, no, not a Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I mean, all of those guys do the double letter name.
Yeah, that's my point. I guess that's true. Donald Duck, yeah.
Especially in the German version, because then it's not Scrooge McDuck, but Dagobert Duck.
I still think Scrooge McDuck is better.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is. But Dagobert is also a pretty baller
Why do y'all why do y'all change the names if it's a different language?
I don't know. It's probably...
Also, why is her nickname Lilya when her first name is already Lydia? Like, that's not hard to... They have the letter D in Russian.
Just make a lit, yeah.
Yeah, just lit. Yeah.
Put a lid on it and call it a day.
No, lit with a T, like
it's written with a D.
Oh,
but
I know.
The second lit is though, so it's lit.
Lit. We love a lit chick, you know. Anyway, what does she do again?
So she's a fellow accomplished pilot, a Muscovite railroad man's daughter, 5 years her junior, whose father had actually been liquidated in Stalin's purges.
Oh, liquidated literally speaking?
Oh, yeah. The liquidation was always literal.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
She must have had some interesting feelings.
Sorry, no, there's not a giant mixer that they throw them in to actually juice them up. You know, it's not a juicero.
No, I meant
Stalin's juicero startup company.
And he's vegan. He's a feminist bad boy vegan. She must have some questionable feelings for the guy who put together her battalion. Then,
everybody had. But everybody was so fucking afraid of Stalin that you would never, ever, ever... I mean, again, The Death of Stalin is a really, really good movie.
I need to watch that movie.
That shows how afraid everybody was.
Which is kind of saying something, because I'm afraid of all Russian people from this time period. And they were all afraid of Stalin.
Him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that tells you how crazy this
is. But yeah, okay, so...
All right.
So she's Lydia, what's she do?
So Lydia, her dad was
got all his stagecoach robbed by
turned into a smoothie.
I originally said liquidated in the financial senses, and he got all his money stolen.
Yeah,
I figured it was also a death thing, but I wanted to make it.
Liquidation in Russia always
got
meant
his stagecoach fucking bodied.
Death.
Yeah,
it always meant death.
Yeah.
It's never. It's actually more than death because you.
No, I do know it was literally death for the record.
No, it was more than death because they also like erased you most of the time.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
Like
you're right.
you completely disappeared from the like records and everything. Like you just were gone. Like you never existed in the first place.
Yeah, that is really fucking creepy. Like.
Welcome to Russia and the terror of Stalin.
He's been dead for a solid entirety of my life, and I'm afraid of him now. Like that's really.
It's been 70 years. Yeah,
it's been 7. Okay, I did not know how long it's been, so it's almost a century, and I'm still because there's a whole person that just we'll never know that they existed. They'll never be on our podcast.
Tens of thousands.
Yes.
Hundreds of thousands, probably.
Probably.
We
more.
don't know. Again, we don't know because
I think it was probably more, but yeah.
All right. Yay, after this...
this interlude.
And the two aviatrixes quickly became best friends.
Aviatrixes. Ooh,
That's the...
Okay.
Yeah,
That's such a cool word. I like that word.
Better than aviator.
I'm going to hire an aviatrix to step on my balls later.
Yeah. No, land on my balls.
Land on my balls, baby.
Touchdown.
The amount of sexual harassment that must have existed in...
She was banking my ass the whole night.
God damn it. The amount of sexual harassment that must have existed in the Russian...
Oof. I think there's a
good
reason why it's an all-female.
I was going to say, that was like...
I think there's a good reason. I think that
women can harass women. We don't know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, they became best friends. Okay. So that's nice.
Gal pals.
Yeah, they definitely,
Okay.
Take me to the sky. Fellow fighter ace Vladimir Lavrinenkov recalled about the two. Quote, Katya was fun and perky, while Lilya was the opposite, brooding and silent. The girls were great friends, but Katya was in charge.
This is literally like every lesbian couple now. There's always a goth, there's always a brooding goth one, and there's always a floofy one.
Or the brooding one can now be replaced with a skater.
With a skater boy?
Skater lady.
A skater lady? Well, they're the same thing. They're the same thing.
They're the same thing.
They're just a subgenre of goth brooding emo girl.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry for misidentifying the subspecies of lesbians.
Yes, as a member of the community.
Fair enough. I should know my.
You should know your people. Okay.
It's like I have those flip cards that I can
a flashcard
hold against them to check. Okay.
I've got my bisexual card.
All right. He also said that Budanova was quote, was tall, kept her hair cut short, and in her flight suit hardly stood out from the fellas.
Okay. We've a mask queen.
I love that dudes back then were just like, she is like a dude.
Yeah,
she can like do the job.
Just as much value as us.
Yeah, I didn't believe it at first.
Yeah,
but
I know,
then
it's crazy. but in order to qualify, she has to look like a dude and be in every.
If she had a penis, that would be a bonus.
Yeah, that would be the best part. That she would be like a real human being. Like.
But you know how this is like
exactly. I
love how this reads.
But I also think that it's like indicative of the culture that the highest compliment that a Soviet officer can give to another Soviet officer is that they're just like everyone else.
We're all the same here.
Yes, she is exactly like the rest of us.
Because if Stalin doesn't liquidate you and we're all the same, then he won't liquidate any of us.
Exactly.
Nobody ends up in a movie like Quote, we started training in the last days of October 1941. When Raskova asked me in which regiment I wanted to serve, I said the fighter regiment. We are training in the Yak 1, single seat, and our training program is extremely rigorous, identical to those of our male counterparts, one that crams nearly 3 years of flying experience into several months.
Okay.
Lydia.
A crash course.
In a letter to her mother.
Okay. It's kind of interesting. That
Literal crash course.
A literal crash course in flight, in aviation.
And in a single seat, meaning there's no trainer behind you.
So she's literally just, just freeballing it.
Yeah, they're just yeeting them into the sky.
Oh my God. I knew it was going to be literal, but I didn't realize
I'm guessing they have like a training plane that they take them up first.
They have someone like following them behind.
Yeah, exactly. Like, somebody waves them down.
Fuck, this one's going down again. Yeah. I have to go catch it.
Oh, now that would be amazing.
No, they have the new sport of bungee jumping, but you jump out of the plane and then another plane picks you up from the ground.
There are videos from the 1920s where they do shit like that.
They just did everything in the 1920s. They were just happy to be alive in the 1920s.
Yeah. There's a great picture of two dudes in America playing ping pong on a biplane.
Oh my God. Please put this picture in post.
Oh yeah.
I need to see this picture.
No, that one is like they're just like doing this while they're on the plane on the wings.
On the wing while they're sitting on the wings?
No, standing.
They're standing in the air?
I mean, they're tethered, but still.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, they did crazy shit
they
back
just
then.
They just no regard. They were just happy to be alive at that point.
Yeah,
they were testing God.
Yeah.
Everyone in the 1920s was testing God.
Commercial flight wasn't really a thing yet, so every pilot after World War I was basically without a job because, again, flying wasn't really a thing. So a lot of them, especially during the Depression, became stunt pilots.
Okay.
Because that's how you can make money. And
I didn't know that.
One of them did the ping pong trick.
Oh my God.
Worked out brilliantly until
Can we have him on the podcast next?
I mean, I'm gonna do something around that corner for sure, especially because there's a bunch of German and Italians that are fully bonkers after World War One.
Okay.
Like they are just crazy assholes. And French too, I think.
Is there anyone who wasn't fucking bonkers after World War One?
Well, yeah, fair. Yeah. Lead did its part as well.
Yeah, shell shock will maybe do that. They just discovered it was so bad they invented PTSD.
Yeah, they had to invent a word for how gruesome we were to each other.
Exactly. Okay, yeah.
And even the ones that didn't die or get injured still got injured in the brain.
Yeah, they went on playing ping pong in the sky.
Yeah, this is my only escape from PTSD. This is therapy. My therapist said I should try new things.
I'm sorry, that's excellent. I need that movie to exist right now. I need that movie to exist. Okay.
No, the movie would obviously be that the therapist has an alternative.
The therapist is on the plane. He's flying the plane.
He's making the money.
He is also a failed pilot.
Everything is possible.
This is like one of those sports movies where like a rookie gets like trained by like a pro who like broke his leg and
Right. Yeah.
But instead he became a therapist. And he was just like, you should just fucking go ping pong in the sky, bro. Like, what else are we gonna do?
Filmed by Neil Breen.
Oh, I would watch the fuck out of that movie.
I'm feeling less stable on this plane. Yeah. Major Raskova, along with two other women of the Soviet Air Force, had become a national heroine in 1938 when the three of them both broke the women's international record for flight over a straight line distance and established a new record for non-stop flight at just over 26 hours aboard the Rodina, Russian for motherland. Raskova, who had served as navigator on the flight, gained further fame by surviving for 10 days in Russia's subarctic forests on a diet of a few candy bars and wild berries. I mean, that's awesome.
I was going to say a legend.
Following her bailout prior to Rodina's emergency landing in Siberia. She yeeted herself out of the plane, and then she's like, candy bars and berries.
She's literally like
Eat, pray, love.
She went and found herself in India while she was trapped in Siberia.
Actually, there is no love, and also pray is forbidden in Russia, so it's just eat.
So, but also we do not have much for eat.
It's half eat.
It's half eat. That's the
half eat, no pray, no love.
That should be the Soviet
Russian
Union's motto.
That's their book from Eat, Pray, Love.
That's the Soviet release of Eat, Pray, Love, starring, who is it, Julia Roberts, who's in that movie?
Juliet Robertonov. Rubinov.
Okay, yes, Rubinov is probably more accurate.
Yes, okay. Stalin, though himself, of course, mostly unburdened by worries about gender equality, and generally insisting that the role of Soviet women was to bear and raise children for the motherland, reportedly stated at a dinner celebration that Raskova and her 2 comrades had avenged the heavy centuries of the oppression of women.
Single-handedly.
All right, white guy.
They're literally like, we did it. We don't need to do any more.
Men. We lifted them up physically. Yeah, men. Don't need a glass ceiling when you can fly over it. Am I right, ladies?
And by ladies, I mean literally 2 women and no one else.
No, 3.
3 all women.
Yeah.
They've solved
the
it.
The trifecta of women. 1, 2, 3.
The literal unholy trinity of women, because holiness is not allowed in this God-forsaken country.
I love that he's avenged the heavy centuries of the oppression of women.
Single-handedly.
I love Stalin so much. That's a joke.
No, that
is a Stalin joke.
But what I love most importantly is that he is not only he's happy with that only 3 women have single-handedly done it, but he's also taking credit for them single-handedly.
I mean, I did it, right? I gave them the power to do it, so it's my achievement.
I am God, and that means
yes, exactly.
Yes, we love women on this podcast.
I love to put them in gulags.
What women? We do not have.
My secret, the head of my secret agency keeps raping 14-year-olds and killing them. Okay. It's very weird. That's actually a real thing.
Oh, I know it is. I would hope that you didn't just make that up. Otherwise, that would be a dark thing. That would be a dark thing to just bring up out of nowhere.
It would be also just, Occam's molestation razor.
Okay, no. It had to be both molestation and a razor. Like, it had to be more dangerous.
Yes. You have to cut yourself.
Occam's molesting razor.
You have to cut yourself on sexual misconduct.
Oh my God. That's the only time anyone will get punished for sexual misconduct.
That's the Russian Occam's razor. It's just a literal one. If I cut you long enough, truth will come out.
A technique that continues
to this very day. If I cut enough bitches, the truth will come out. Russian Occam's razor.
Yes. Okay. All right. Tell me more about the broads.
Raskova was awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union for smashing the patriarchy forever.
Single-handedly.
But back to the war. Thanks.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Ben.
we had a brief feminism interlude.
Quote, when the Luftwaffe began night bombing attacks on Saratov, a major industrial center and river port on the lower Volga River in April 1942, the 486th Fighter Regiment was assigned to the 144th PVO Air Defense Group and deployed to nearby Anisovka airfield to protect Saratov. Commanded by Major Tamara Kazarinova.
Kazarinova sounds right.
Casanova. Lady Tamara Casanova,
okay.
Flying.
Sorry, Katya.
This is literally like a fan fiction, right?
I want
for you. Like
I want to have sex with all of these women.
You could dip into that whole pool.
All 3 of them in the pool.
In the pool, yes.
3 women chilling in a hot tub, exactly. 5 feet apart because we are gay. Okay, yeah.
All right.
No, wartime.
The 586th consisted of 2 squadrons of 10 aircraft each, manned only by women pilots. So 20 planes. In September 1942, an additional squadron of male pilots joined the regiment, and some of the ground personnel were also men.
Boo! Get out of here!
All right, Major Casanova, one of the few female career Soviet military officers, was replaced by Alexander Gridnev. Oh, man.
Boo!
In October 1942, after 6 months of commanding the regiment.
You had the opportunity to have Casanova be the name of your...
Well, it's Kasarinova, but...
Still, but it's still a better last name than the other guy.
Gridnev?
Yeah, what the fuck? Stalin? Have you no shame?
Have you no shame? I mean, he's bang at picking up names for himself, but at the moment somebody else is like, nah, lame names all around.
Yeah,
except for Molotov. He's awesome.
Molotov, you can't go wrong with that. Anyway,
yeah, and Molotov can drink.
So he
replaced by Gridnev after 6 months of commanding the regiment, officially for medical reasons, though Gridnev himself stated in a 1993 interview with Katya and Lilya, interview that Katya and Lilya had requested Kasarinova's removal for not being suitable for filling the position. So it's the ladies backstabbing. Well, it's a dude saying that the ladies backstabbed the other lady. So
it's you know, women
cat fight in the air.
It's a cat fight, you know. Yeah. Women are just backstabbing bitches, you know. It's a cutthroat industry for the 3 women that are there.
No, the full regiment, like 2 squadrons of the 3 regiments of the regiment are 2/3 of women. So that's still pretty good.
How many women is that?
Like over 20.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
For 1940s Soviet Russia, I mean,
it's all right.
Yeah, we didn't even have that in America.
Exactly, yeah.
And we're a better country,
you were
allegedly.
just about to let Native Americans and black people fly. Like
almost.
that's almost.
So close.
You're so close to having Tuskegee air raiders. That's how close you are right now.
We were so.
Well, the Russians are dunking on you by doing the bare minimum.
We were literally like, we hate you, but die for our country anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Literally. Anyway, yeah, so...
Hey. All right. This may have been part of the reason why the troublemakers Budanova and Litvyak, along with 2 other pilots and their ground crews, were temporarily reassigned to the 437th Fighter Regiment of the 8th Air Army at Stalingrad, a previously all-male unit. Here, they flew in pairs as wingmen for male pilots. Wing women?
Were they just like
wing bitches?
They were helping each other get puss, you
wing
know?
Cunts?
No, don't say wing cunts.
Sorry, that's only Australians allowed to say that.
Yeah, well, that's not your word.
Oh, it's a bloody wing cunt up there.
Is that what Australians sound like to you?
That's not a knife. That's not my wife.
I'm not my wife.
That's not my wife. That's my wife.
My wife's on the other side of the Iron Curtain. No, it's not. I can't.
Iron Curtain.
Iron Curtain.
No, we're going British.
No, that's not.
And it's also
none of those
and
are
it's
accurate.
fake British too.
None of it is accurate. And also, this has nothing to do with what we were just talking about to begin with.
Whatever.
Well, yeah. What wing women? Wing men?
Yeah, wingmen, wing women. Yeah.
Wing men? Were they hyping each other
chicks.
up? No, were they hyping each other up? Were they like my girl Nadia, my girl Katya? Show me. She's almost as good as a man. Yeah. She's almost a human being.
Show me a 50mm. You know.
Oh my god.
All right. Assigned to protect the tail of the lead fighter pilot, so they're cover.
Okay.
Yeah. Very important job.
Yeah, well, they're covering one of their own or someone else?
The male guys' asses.
Ah, okay, so...
Literal wingmen.
Yeah,
so they're wing chicks for the guys.
Yeah, they're literal Charlie's Angels.
Yeah. The women are doing the job. While the man takes all the credit.
Yeah, while the men just barks orders and...
From a box.
Yeah, from a box.
To a box.
Somewhere...
Ayo.
To 3 boxes.
Sorry.
All 3 of them.
An assembly of boxes.
They single-handedly ended sexism.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
If you break enough rules, you will find out.
All right. Vladimir Belyakov's summary of the subsequent events is worth quoting at length. Quote, The women arrived in the Sitkur area on the left bank of the Volga, 75 miles east of Stalingrad, in factory-fresh Yakovlev Yak-1 fighters, nicknamed Little Hawks. Their welcome to the station was hardly hospitable. The male pilots obviously cringed at the thought of having women as the wingmen.
Yeah, because they should have called them wing women instead.
Yeah, we know they can fly the kukurutzniki, popcorn machines, a nickname for the PO2Ss. Those are the old...
Why'd they call them popcorn machines?
Probably because they're like...
Okay.
I'm assuming.
That makes sense.
I'm assuming right now.
That makes sense at least.
So we know they can fly the... Also, the funny thing is, kukuruz is the German slang word for maize. Corn.
Yeah, for corn?
In Upper Austria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my grandmother used to say kukuruz.
Oh, okay.
So they calling them kukurutzniki is pretty... that's cute.
They're calling the women...
No, the planes.
Oh, the planes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Because they're so old and shitty.
That's sweet. That's kind of quaint.
So they say they can only fly those, but not fighters. Not real fighter planes.
Yeah, but she's almost as good as a man.
Yeah, almost, but not good enough. Some of the men quipped. At first, few of the male flyers and maintenance personnel associated with the men. With the women. But after a few flights together, the men changed their minds. In fact, they were amazed by the women's proficiency.
I can't take it seriously when men are like, "Wow, I'm amazed.
I'm amazed she can do basic flight maneuvers.
Literally,
and keep her tail on on my tail."
When the bar is on the floor, you can't expect me to be glad that you're amazed by me. You know,
it always reads like they're talking to a special needs person.
Literally, like what? I'm sorry. Am I supposed to take that as a compliment that you're surprised?
Again, yes.
Like
yes, that is the idea here.
Man, they fucking
because in their eyes they're like, oh my god, I should pay a compliment because in my mind it would have never occurred that they could do something like that.
The vagina is flying. I can't. That's my literal dream, but I didn't think it would happen. She might
give birth. Well, what if she gets a period in the plane?
What if the vibrations in the popcorn machine make her? Well, no, women don't have
popcorn.
Yeah, they don't believe in orgasms for women.
I don't know. Russian men in that time, I don't know.
Do you think Russian men believed that women could orgasm?
I don't know. Maybe. Don't know what the propaganda machine said.
We should do some in-depth research on this. I want to know, because I think it could be either or. I think it could be they didn't believe it was real, and they just didn't concern themselves with it, or they believed that it was real and that they were just, fucking making bitches wet all the time. You know what I mean? It had to be either or.
we don't know. We will find out.
Let's find out.
Russian lovers, mystery or reality.
Tune in next week to find out if Russian men...
the subject for the next time is already fixed. We can't change it.
Yeah, next time indefinitely. Play this for whenever that...
All right. I'm not going back.
Previously on...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
all right, quote. The day Litvyak and her squadron mates arrived, Soviet forces were falling back in the western suburbs of Stalingrad. German planes from General Wolfram von Richthofen's Luftflotte 4 hung in clusters in the skies, sweeping in to rake the streets, bomb the ruined buildings, or fly across the city. Stalingrad's garrison, under constant aerial attack, could not establish any real positions, but the front line was still at least 4 miles from the Volga, and in some cases as much as 10 miles away. The Soviet airbase was under constant artillery and mortar fire, and a pair of Messerschmitt Me-109s was constantly on patrol over the airstrip. Messerschmitt 109s are pretty good airplanes.
Okay.
Like, for the time, they were some of the best ones, especially during Barbarossa.
So they were, like, actually good then, not just good by men's standards at the time. Not just like, I'm surprised that, no, it's...
No, the Messerschmitt, so the German planes that they were using. So they had aerial superiority over... Stalingrad, and they had the better planes at that point.
Okay, that's good to know. That's interesting.
Quote, the night of September 12th was unusually peaceful for Stalingrad, with only one German bomber coming over periodically to harass the Soviet positions. At dawn on the 13th, however, mass formations of Junkers, U-87B Stukas, those are the Sturzkampfbomber, those are the ones that do the...
I did not know that.
So sound comes from a little thing that they specifically built into the plane to make it a terror weapon.
They built the noise in on purpose? Why?
Because it's a terror machine.
Oh, so that it's psychological warfare.
It's super loud. Like everything we hear in films, it's nowhere near what this really sounded like. My great aunt described them as like nerve-wracking, like to a degree that you couldn't like sleep and stuff like that. Like, and it would also like she had nightmares where she would wake up again years later. So
like actual real psychological warfare.
Yeah, it worked really well.
Yeah.
It's just a plane that screams at you and kills you.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, I think that would be nightmare fuel for me.
That would be, yeah. Admittedly, yes. Okay, yeah. So
all right, so they have Stukas, supported by artillery and mortar fire, bombarded the south-central sector of Stalingrad's defenses. The Germans sent a total of 1,000 aircraft into the air that day, while the Russians were able only to muster 389. So it's 1 to 3, which normally is when you're at the defense, that's the minimum requirement. Normally you say you have to have 3 times the power to break a defensive position.
I see. Okay.
That's normally what you say.
All right.
Litvyak, flying her second combat mission. Holy shit.
Ever?
Okay. Flying her. Do you remember your second time in a car? Driving a car? Now imagine Nazis in other cars try to kill you while you drive your car for the second time.
I need to understand the reason behind that decision.
They literally didn't have anybody more experienced.
Literally nobody else.
They were scraping the barrel. The Russians literally threw everything at the wall. Again, they allowed women into the Air Force. That's how hard they were on men.
Oh my God.
Because they all got murdered before that.
Literally, and oh God. There are layers to this insane decision. Okay, well, how does it go? All
right, Litvyak, flying her second combat mission over Stalingrad, was serving as wingman for her commander, Colonel Lev Shestakov, when she selected the nearest Junker 88A in an enemy formation as a target. Approaching it from behind, she began firing her machine guns, riddling the bomber with scores of bullet holes. Then she saw it catch fire and crash land on the step.
First
noise.
Okay.
Noise. First kill.
First kill.
Sweet. She then hastened to the aid of Raisha Belyayeva, whose machine gun was either jammed or out of ammunition, and who was being attacked by one of the escorting Me-109Ss. Litvyak finessed a maneuver that put her on the Me-109's tail and then poured a long burst into it at point-blank range. Her bullets tore into its tail plane and blew away the top half of the rudder.
Double kill.
Second time, baby.
Nice. That's like at least...
That's 3 kills right then. You just said, right?
A bomber normally crews like 5 or 6.
Oh shit! So 3, shots down, but like several.
She already killed a bunch of Nazis. Yeah, very well done. Nice. And again, it's her second mission.
And this isn't even like
it's her second combat mission.
And this isn't even the person we're supposed to be talking about. No, this is just her friend.
Her best buddy.
Her gal pal.
Yeah, she's the goose too.
Yeah, she's the brooding emo girl.
See, Top Gun should have been that.
Top Gun should have been with women, honestly. Yeah. That's maybe I'd watch Top Gun if it was about these two. Oh my God.
All right. Quote, not bad at all for the first fight, radioed her commander.
No, fuck you, not bad.
1 bomber and 1 Messerschmitt for 2. Congratulations. That was an understatement, since Shestakov had just witnessed the first aerial victors ever to be scored by a woman.
Literally not bad. Go fuck yourself. It's never enough. I can't ask you what we could do to what you could possibly do. It will never. Literally, it's your second time.
You just murdered so many Nazis and also cost them so much money because building a bomber is so much more cost prohibitive than.
She is almost a person.
Yeah. Yes,
she's almost a human being.
You can do.
Go fuck yourself, Soviet Russia, for not appreciating what you have while you have it. Okay.
Well, all right. Continuing.
Okay, yes, please.
So
go.
we had the first woman shooting down Nazis.
Yeah.
And
she shot down a fuck ton of them.
A woman, period, doing it.
Period, but
for the first time.
She was on her period.
Hey,
maybe that's what made her good.
Why she was so good. Yeah,
that's
she was super angry, extra pissed off.
She was like, "I swear to fucking God."
If you say Heil Hitler one more time, I swear to God.
You honestly, that would do me in too. You know, did you just hate it when you're at the workplace and when your coworkers are just like?
The Messerschmitts, which was credited to both Litvyak and Belyaeva, fell burning near the outskirts of Stalingrad and exploded. The pilot, who bailed out and was taken prisoner by Soviet troops, turned out to be Staff Sergeant Erwin Meyer of the 2nd Staffel of Jagdgeschwader 53, who had scored his 11th victory 3 days earlier. So she shot down an ace.
Big game hunter.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
That goes without saying.
To be fair, all the German pilots at that point in time were crazy on speed. So,
okay.
Just as a FYI.
So they were just fucking mad coke, like just
hopped up. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What are they called? Radlers? I think they're called Radlers
maybe?
Because you do this with them, I think.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know about
We are
this.
both not good enough in drug abuse to actually know.
We're way too fucking nerdy to like, we're not cool enough to know the answer.
Actually, that's us.
You have actual glasses right here. Why aren't you using them as props?
I'm acting.
Okay, yeah.
Speed is really bad for your health.
Okay. So she shot down a fucking baller in a baller
ace.
on speed. On speed.
Most likely on speed.
While she was on her period. No, actually, we don't know that.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Historically,
right.
we're not sure.
Once in captivity, he asked to meet the Russian ace who had shot down his plane, only to stay in disbelief when he was introduced to a 21-year-old blonde woman. She was blonde too. I didn't know. That is
She
awesome.
was Russian, statistically.
No, the master ace thing, you know?
Oh God, that.
But this woman?
This woman, she is also Meisteress. You see, even the Meisters of women.
We turn your weapon against you.
Exactly. No, but.
No, she will tell you your penis is small.
As they do. But I'm more upset that she is a year younger than I am right now, and she already did all. I have to fucking kill some Nazis now. I have no choice.
As a 21-year-old, that is insane.
That is fucking insane. How old were
She's the Mozart of killing Nazis.
That's a fucking hell of a title to have, though.
Yeah,
honestly, the Mozart of killing Nazis.
I just came up with that, but
no, I'm saying like that's a good word for it. But for context, just because I don't know this, how old is like the like average pilot at this time period?
They're normally 20s, 30s, very rarely in their 40s if they've served in World War I.
Right, but not 21 probably. Or
depends which time period you look at, because the longer you go into the war, the more younger pilots the Germans also took.
Yeah,
because
they just had younger everyone back then.
They burned through pilots, especially during the Russia campaign. They just started bleeding pilots. Okay. And pilots are one of the most hard to train parts of the military.
Yeah, that's true.
Like them and submariners had the highest lethality rate too.
I could see that. Well, submarines, I mean, you're just trapped
literally
in a
steel coffin under the water.
Literally, with no sunlight or anything. Like you'll kill yourself before anyone kills you.
I mean, everything tries to kill you.
Everything tries to kill you, but I would kill myself first, frankly, if it was me.
You're not getting the best of me.
I'll fire a gun, so I'll kill everyone else in this metal tube as well.
I mean, I don't wanna divert too much, but there's a very funny thing about German submarines of the time didn't have like a proper toilet system. So if you didn't flush in the right order, I think it would all come back up, and you could technically like sink the whole ship that way. That's a shitty way to go. No pun intended.
Don't fucking lie to us. That was very much intended.
I thought.
You. I don't know what I'm more upset about.
Let's go back to Nazi killing chicks that you
Yes.
want to bang.
I prefer that than the shitty submarine.
All right. He was even more amazed to learn that that it had been her first dogfight, and he demanded proof that she was his opponent. I don't believe this! It can't be! This is impossible! A woman fighter shooting this Adonis out of the skies?
He's like 5'9".
Yeah.
He's like
Potato nose.
like beer belly and everything. Like
I don't know.
like Lenny Riefenstahl had to like hide it while they were in the
They shoot around him.
yeah, exactly.
All right.
No, but I mean, just of course, the age probably doesn't make a difference. It does to me because I am personally hurt by this, but knowing that I am less accomplished than someone who literally killed Nazis at the same age.
Mm-hmm.
However, it just... I will never cease to be amazed at, like, they're so surprised. They're so surprised that women are people.
It's still true.
It is still true.
It's still true.
Why do you think I'm still upset about this? In the year of our Lord, 2022.
Mm-hmm. All right. When Lydia described the engagement in convincing detail, however, Meister accepted the bitter truth and, kneeling before her, ceremoniously offered her his Swiss-made gold watch. A great luxury in Russia at the time. Probably a great luxury in Russia at any time.
Literally.
A gold Swiss-made watch. There's probably 5 in the country.
I was gonna say, like, there's a gold Swiss-made watch is a luxury in any country. This is this is like the lost ark for Russians. This is like a holy object, except they don't believe in that. So
Litvyak's response to the gesture was to say, "I do not accept gifts from my enemies." After which she abruptly turned and walked away. You really want to get laid.
Dab on. I want her so bad. I want my emo girl so bad.
You want those commie titties right in your face.
You know she had nipple piercings back then. And you know they were probably solid gold, baby. I'm all that. No. Oh my god. I'm thirsting over a dead Nazi killer.
That's why it was deliberate.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much appreciated.
No, after the sausage fest of the first 3 episodes.
And the snore fest of the last one.
Hey, whoa.
Sorry. This person is so much more... This isn't even the subject of the fucking podcast, and this person is more interesting than Andreas Hofer. Sorry.
Fair enough. No, absolutely. I agree with that one.
Anyway, yeah, so she fucking turned her, she pulled a...
She ghosted him.
Ghost means like...
No, okay, she, what is it called?
I'm trying to think of, she Jerry Seinfelded him to Kesha. I don't know, this is an obscure reference, but basically, like, Kesha tried to get like a selfie with Jerry Seinfeld, like at the height of her fame, and he was just like, nah, like
she's like, nah, I'm good.
No, he is like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said she, my bad. No, yeah, that's basically that. She is the Seinfeld to his Kesha, even though Kesha deserved better than that anyway.
Kesha deserved better.
Yeah, it should have been her rejecting Seinfeld. But anyway.
All right. On September 14th, Budanova and Litvyak took down an Me-109F together. I think those are like later in the model series of the Messerschmitt, so that's a pretty good one, or like really refined one. I think. Nerds in the comment section.
Yeah, please correct us.
Yes.
Please tell us how
which Messerschmitt is the best one.
Actually.
Yeah, no, Katya followed this feat by taking down Junkers 88 by herself, as well as a Messerschmitt 109 together with Raisha Belyaeva on October 2nd, and then 2 Messerschmitt Me-110s on December 10th. A German radio broadcast at the time stated,
Multi-kill!
All Soviet airmen are exterminated. Now Stalin is introducing all female regiments, which will be destroyed easily as well.
Oh my god, the bar! The bar! I mean, god. No, yeah. Do you know how infuriating?
Is this an anti-Trump? The bar just got 10 feet lower.
Pretty much, but it continued. No, it's like clearly these women are very accomplished at what they're doing, but I can't help but feel extremely jaded at the fact that it will never matter to these motherfuckers because they will never try. Like I'm insulted on their behalf. Come on.
No, I get it. They murdered so many Nazis already.
Yeah, like
in reality, however, it was the German 6th Army that faced total destruction in Stalingrad by February that next year. Quote, German airmen were generally astonished when they encountered the Russian airwomen in combat. In 2 weeks, our group lost 5 aircraft out of 9, said Heinkel pilot Willy Meister.
No. That's not his real name.
The ladies are fighting the Willy Meister.
That should just be what we call the patriarchy from now on. No, Willy Meister is not allowed. You are not allowed to say anything and be taken seriously if your name is Willy Meister.
No, you are. If you are a porn actor.
Only if you are a porn actor.
Then it's allowed to be the Willy Meister.
No other reason. Under no other circumstance. You are not allowed to be sexist if your name is Willy Meister.
Willy Meister is amazing.
That's
even though he's a Nazi, that is amazing.
No, could you imagine a Nazi porn actor?
Willy Meister.
Willy Meister. Oh my god. I don't want to imagine.
My penis always does the Heil Hitler, yeah. Always raised upright.
Come, Schatz, I will show you the master race.
Masturbates for the master race.
No, I do not masturbate. I have bitches around me all the time. Inferior specimen around me all the time. I'm sorry, I will not get over that. Okay. All right, so Willy Meister is like, nah, fuck these women.
No, he's astonished, but also he lost half of his regiment to ladies.
Yeah.
He lost more than half because it's five out of 9.
He's not doing a great job of mastering them willies, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is amazing. So Willy Meister here. So very important too. This is still a time of air combat where you could literally see the other person. Okay. It's basically one of the last times where that happened, because after that, with the invention of jet fighters, everything became so fast that you basically don't see the other person anymore.
Was gonna say it.
Like in World War I, you had duels where they just like in the air would shoot at each other with revolvers.
Literally, what? Huh?
Yeah. At the beginning, they didn't have like proper armament.
They just had like out the window.
No windows.
It's so doors then? They just open the doors?
Nope, no doors. It's the World War I. They had the biplanes, the open top biplanes.
Literally convertibles.
Yeah, and they would just drive by. Yeah.
Think of like gang violence if it happened in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. Basically. Bloods and Crips in the air.
I can't do gang signs, but I'm way too white to know how to do gang signs. Okay, so I never like thought about that originally, because I kept thinking about this as, you wouldn't even know, which would explain why this Nazi didn't know that a 21-year-old Russian lady was the one who fucking sniped him.
It would still happen sometimes. So he says, Willy Meister says, 2 were shot down by women. I saw them with my own eyes.
You did?
A lady pilot.
You saw a woman?
Also, how did he, like, with the mask and everything, how did he find out? Did they, like, rub the tits against the glass after each time they assassinated one of the planes?
No, they had a little bow on so that they knew it was a woman. They had lipstick.
The plane had, like, cat ears.
Cat girl Soviet air pilots.
The plane has, like, an earring from Claire's.
No, they don't have Claire's because they don't have capitalism. So who makes all of the how do people be feminine in Russia?
How do people be feminine?
In Russia?
I mean, you just sew your own clothing.
So they need to make their own earrings then.
in the hard forges.
Pretty much. I mean they had to do everything by themselves. God,
yeah,
okay.
Kill Nazis.
Because the
Jacking and Chillin.
The Willy Meister was really not pulling his weight. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, so yeah, Willy Meister, he was like, I saw her with my own eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
You saw a girl. Oh my god.
Yes.
You saw a girl.
Did you see that lady?
Yeah, that's a good question. How did he know, and how did no one think to ask him? These men have all been like working together, like, and not seeing like any other human being other than their platoon, presumably for the last God knows how long.
1-2 years at least.
And you mean to tell me not a single one of them bothered to ask?
You get sent home from the front every few months for R&R for a week or two.
How long is every few months?
Like every 2 or 3 months, I think. You get sent back for a little bit.
Okay, then yeah, maybe that's not as big a deal as I thought it was. Okay, carry on.
I mean, it was an essential thing so that the people wouldn't go completely crazy and kill each other all the time.
You think that the Soviet Union cared about that?
Oh, no, they didn't. I'm talking about the German side of things.
Well,
the Americans did it as well. They sent their people to R&R all the time. The Japanese didn't give a shit.
Oh, no.
The Italians didn't give a shit.
No, the Italian, that I'm surprised to hear about.
They didn't do
because it's Italy.
Yeah, they didn't relaxation at all. No.
Which
just kept murdering.
Which is, I'm sorry, very out of character for Italy.
It is. But that's also, Mussolini. He's also very out of character for Italy.
True. He's the biggest. I think he's blight on the.
Honestly, he is probably the reason why the Italian drivers are bad meme exists, because there's like. I think there's documentation of him just driving before World War II started.
He truly is a blight on Italian culture.
He got like a really, really, really fast car for the time. And he was a bad driver, and he would not allow anybody else to drive him. So he would just like drive really, really fast during the countryside and just murder children. Like, he would just not stop after he hit somebody.
That's not a very fun Tokyo drift.
Bummer drift?
Yeah, it's a bummer drift. Well, it wouldn't be Tokyo drifting either. It'd be fucking Napoli drift or wherever the fuck he's at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Genovese drift. Genovese drift.
I love it. That's pretty good.
Okay, yeah.
All right. On January 8th, 1943, Katya and Lilya were reassigned to the 296th Fighter Squadron under the command of Major Nikolai Baranov as Lone Wolves, or Aircraft Hunting Commandos. So they got an upgrade.
Yeah, finally. I mean, a promotion.
Aircraft Hunting Commando sounds badass.
It does sound excellent. I want that graphic novel to exist already.
I want that as a patch.
Ooh, yeah. That would actually be really cool, too.
Yeah.
You get, like, a button, you wear it to, like, Pride and Comic-Con conventions.
As such, they would often fly solo missions without wingmen or any form of backup.
Whoa, pause. They were writing solo missions anyway when they were training. They were the only ones in the fucking cockpits ever.
No, in the form of like having backup, another plane with you. Okay. Solo in the sense of you're literally alone.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, they're already solo.
No. This is like, again, commandos like the British had, like, for example, their commandos, their whole shtick was, let's land somewhere behind enemy lines, disrupt a power plant or whatever, stab a very important politician or something like that, and then just yeet out of there. Like, and that is basically the air version of that. You just send one plane that has a highly trained killer on it, basically. That guy murders or lady murders as much as possible and then leaves again.
Yeah, which is a little, I guess depends on how trained they are. That could be a pretty risky.
Oh, it's very risky,
no
matter what.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the high reward, and also you instill like a constant fear in the enemy because they'd never know when a commander would show up and just wipe your whole squad out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
As such, they would often fly solo missions without wingmen or any form of backup, a high-risk privilege reserved for only the best and most aggressive pilots. During a patrol on the morning of February 10th, Katya, her flight leader, Senior Lieutenant Nikolai Demkin, and wingman Lieutenant Boris Gorkiva managed to shoot down a Focke-Wulf 190A, which Soviet pilots considered challenging prey. Yeah, the Focke-Wulf is like one of the best planes of the time.
I'll take your word for it.
On February 23rd, she was awarded the Order of the Red Star. On March 9th, she assisted in taking down another Me-109, another on May 30th, and yet another together with Lilya on July 16th.
Mega kill.
What is the Red Star?
It's like a really high order
It's like a Purple Heart?
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
No, like I would. I think it's more akin to the Medal of Honor kind of shit.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because the purple star is, I think, for getting wounded.
Actually, I have no idea.
I think it's wounded in combat is the purple one.
I think you're right. And it's Purple Heart, yeah.
And the other one is if you get wounded or you rescue somebody or you do something extremely heroic.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm very not at all versed in military terminology at all.
On March 9th, so she she assisted in taking down another Me-109, another on May 30th, and yet another together with Lilya on July 16th, before shooting down a Junkers 88 by herself the next day. So she's just on a streak. They both keep murdering. It's amazing. On July 19th, the two Aviatrix Besties. Oh, Ben. Oh, that's nice flavor. Well done, Ben.
Besties. They're gal pals.
Yeah, exactly.
I really want them to be fucking so bad. I just it needs to happen.
I mean, during that time, during war, you probably banged a little bit.
Probably. Statistically, yes.
Worst case scenario, just, like snuggle up a little bit next to each other.
And I mean, I imagine it would be less frowned upon if you're like two, because dudes they be like, feeling
nice.
They feel I'm saying dudes
they're high-fiving. Woo! Woo! Wait. Willy Meister is like, woo!
Why are they high-fiving? I'm talking about
This is an abomination, but it's still hot.
No, I'm saying that dudes are weirder about fucking each other than women are about fucking each other.
Oh, that is true as well.
That's what I was trying to say.
Sorry, but yes, that is true as well.
I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong.
We're both right in this.
But I feel like that's what I was saying was different. Anyway, So they were just killing bitches left and right.
On July 19th, the two Aviatrix Besties were escorting 8 N2 Sturmovix on a bombing mission against German. Also, what a name. Sturmovik. It's a plane name for Russian planes. It's a type of plane.
I know what it is, but I'm not sure what the relevance of the name is.
No, Sturm like storm. It's just an awesome badass name in my name.
It almost feels like
Sturmovik.
It almost sounds like a theft of intellectual property, since how much like Nazis associate
love the
themselves.
Storm stuff.
Yes, how much they love that.
Or
it's
the
almost
Blitzkrieg, which is also a part of Storms.
Exactly. Like it's it's like a twist of the knife, to be killed by your own IP, by your own intellectual property.
It's if a Disney executive gets murdered by one of the laser swords that he made.
One of the laser swords
from Star Wars.
Yeah, we're gonna call them laser swords. Yes.
Saber? Laser saber? Lightsaber.
I thought you were doing a bit. I didn't know you didn't.
I'm an idiot. That's all.
Oh my god! I thought you were doing
Lichtschwert. I translated from German. Lichtschwert. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. No, light sword. I legit thought that you were
it's a
doing.
Light sword.
I thought you were doing like we're trying not to get copyrighted by Disney, so I'm going to give a generic.
Off-brand.
Exactly.
Off-brand.
A lightsaber. Oh my god! I've never even seen Star Wars, and I know.
Lichtschwert. Sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
They're escorting those Sturmoviks on a bombing mission against German ground troops when they were engaged by 6 Messerschmitts. While Lilya managed to shoot one down and come out of it unscathed, Katya wasn't so lucky. Quote, she spotted 3 Messerschmitt going on their attack against a group of bombers. Katya attacked and diverted the enemy. A desperate fight developed in the air. Katya managed to pick up an enemy aircraft in her sight and riddle him with bullets. This was the 5th aircraft she killed personally. Katya's fighter rapidly soared upward and swooped down on a second enemy aircraft. She stitched it with bullets, and the second Messer, streaming black smoke, escaped to the west. But Katya's Red Star fighter had been hit. Tongues of flame were already licking at the wings. Senior Sergeant Ina Pasportnikova. That's
not a real name.
Pasportnikova.
This is my fake ID that I have on my passport so that I can get into.
Pasportnikova.
Wait, can I?
And my husband, driver's license golf.
Can I please see like just the name? No, that's not Passportnikova, bitch.
That's so funny.
Hello, my name is fake name McGee.
Yeah, exactly.
My name is trying to get into the club with a fake ID.
That's
McGee.
so funny.
Passportnikova.
That's like the usual suspects. And
was it Kaiser Soze?
Yeah, exactly. Passportnikova. My name is Passportnikova.
Okay.
Here's my uncle Houseplant.
Okay. So what about Passportnikova?
All right.
Passy for short. Passy for short.
Yeah, Passy. Senior Sergeant Ina Passportnikova observing Katya's final dogfight, quoted by Rainer Pennington, Wings, Women and War, Soviet Air Women in World War II. Combat. All right. Katya managed to put out the fire and land her plane in no man's land on a field near the village of Novokrasnovka, Luhansk Oblast, what is now the Ukrainian SSR. Or what will be the Ukrainian SSR.
What will be Russia in a little bit? Oh God, that's a dark joke.
Yeah, no,
that's
it's dark joke. Well,
we don't want that to be the case necessarily, but we'll see how things go. We'll see which overlord we gotta.
All right, cool. But the 26-year-old succumbed to her wounds before the townsfolk could get to her. Budanova's official score was 11 victories, 6 individual and 5 shared, though this is contested by some historians, which with estimates going as low as 3 solo and 1 shared and as high as 11 solo victories. So 6 seems like, like a good
This is Passportnikova?
No, that's Passportnikova just talked about Katya.
Oh, so Katya died then. Holy shit.
I'm sorry.
She's the protagonist of this. She's barely, been in this episode.
I mean, it was her and Lilya. They were always, best buds together.
Yeah, but this story is all about Lilya, it seems like.
Well, and Katya.
I'm sad for Katya.
Again, it's hard. Ben told me that it was extremely hard to find something directly from Katya, especially the earlier it was in her life, that got really hard to find stuff, and the sources that were in Russian were extremely hard to translate and everything.
That's fair.
So
that's fair,
what he was pulling from is already really good. So. And so far,
it is. I'm very
really interesting.
I'm not complaining. Yeah. This is interesting.
You were just complaining.
I wasn't complaining. I was making a point that
you were just making a statement.
Oh my God. False advertising. Okay.
All right. Katya managed, so she died and before the townfolks could get to her. Budanova's official score was 11 victories, officially making her the only female flying ace aside from her best friend. How about that?
My best friend's dead.
Lilya was shot down on August 1st.
Wait. When was
Katya?
Katya was
shot down. Sorry. July 19th. So they had.
So
she had a few more months.
2 months apart from each other.
Yeah.
Wait, July? No, 1 month.
So Lilya was shot down on August 1st. Yeah. Both women were officially considered missing in action and thus denied the title of Hero of the Soviet Union. So that's the actual highest order.
I see.
So motherfuckers kept them as, so they didn't have to give women.
They didn't have to give them a promotion.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh, this is also great. As anyone missing in action was considered potential deserter.
I was gonna say, what if they deserted together and they, that would have been.
That would have been very, very, very nice, but
sweet.
They both are dead.
But they definitely didn't do.
Yeah,
that.
and it's definitely the Soviet Union being super sexist and being like, we won't give ever the highest order to 2 women.
I was gonna say, what if it was an inside job? What if the
they made them disappear? Yeah. I mean, that could be. It's not unheard of. Especially, no. I mean, not with women, but if they were gay, it could have very much well be.
Yeah, but also to make them disappear. That's a loaded phrase in Soviet Russia, as we've established.
Yeah.
I mean, and they made a lot of high-profile people disappear. So.
Again, I think they're also a victim of their own success by being that good, you make a lot of men look bad.
That's true. You make literally the
I mean, make them look bad for a reason, because they are dog shit.
No,
it's not like
it's not like they weren't bad, and then they were bad. They were making themselves look bad. But they can't have that now.
The women were just good.
Yeah,
that was the problem.
Yes, we need to establish that, because I'm still jaded by the fact.
We're both angry at this.
No, I'm jaded at the fact that, like, oh wow, they're so good at this.
They're
like,
such manly men.
I want it to be established on the record that they weren't just good for women; they were just good. That is the important thing about this episode, I think.
All right.
God damn, I keep.
Lilya Litvyak eventually got the title in 1990. 45 years after the war had ended, she got the title of Hero of the Soviet Union. By the way, at the tail end of the Soviet Union, like literally when it was collapsing, they're like, all right, let's give out quickly. so that nobody will notice, and it actually won't change a thing.
Just quickly, like, reminder that, like, oh yeah, these were the glory days. We did this.
While Yekaterina Budanova was named Hero of the Russian Federation in 1993. So she got it later, but she got the updated title.
For the wrong country. I mean, by her standards, it would be the wrong country.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
considering how dedicated she was to the Soviet Union.
Yep. The female units were stood down by the Soviet government after the war, and most of Katya's comrades returned to civilian life and became the dutiful housewives the Bolshevik state wanted them to be. Their contributions went largely unrecognized in both Russia and the West. Quote, even before the Allied troops won, Soviet paper Pravda wrote that the women soldiers should not forget about their primary duty to nation and state, that of motherhood. Quote, according to Kazimira Kotam, Western scholars tended to regard female Soviet combatants as merely Soviet propaganda, and accounts of female success in the military are often dismissed as anecdotal propaganda-type stories. The Soviet government and military did little to dispel such assumptions. Despite historical female successes in combat, the Soviet government continued to deny women, for the most part, access to military schools and careers. Currently, the Russian military has very few women in its ranks and very few female pilots. As recently as the early 1990s, Svetlana Protasova had to beg Boris Yeltsin and Defense Minister Pavel Grachev for admittance into the Russian Air Force and permission to fly the prestigious Mikoyan and Gurevich MiG-29. More recently, Russian President Vladimir Putin highlighted the Russian Army's Beauties in Shoulder Straps competition to select the prettiest woman in the army.
I'm sorry, what?
Beauties in Shoulder Straps.
Beauties in what?
Shoulder straps.
Shoulder straps.
The
Because that's
tassel stuff.
That's no. I know what it is.
You asked twice. I had to make sure.
No. We are basing a woman's competency in military
on her looks. Yeah,
exclusive. They're literally stealing our ideas.
Now I understand why everybody was thirsting over that Russian chick.
Which Russian chick?
Like 5-6 years ago, there was this. Like one of the Russian officers gave an interview, and she was like a hot lady, and immediately they turned her into porn.
Oh, wait, are you like? Did she like actually get into?
No.
That
would be amazing.
No, it would not.
Yes, that would be amazing.
No, it would be really fucking weird and sad. Like,
if she wanted it, let her be.
If she wanted it, but I have a very strong doubt.
Yeah, it's slim. It's very slim. The chance.
That's our idea. We can do that.
Let's finish this up. There's like 2 sentences left. The aim of the beauty pageant was not to recruit more women to serve in the Russian armed forces, but merely to lift the morale of the male majority of service members and recruit more men to fight in Chechnya.
Of course.
Chechnya, where a ton of war crimes were committed.
You mean are committed?
Sorry. Yeah. I'm using the past tense. That is wrong.
Again, it's not for women. It's for the men. Mm-hmm. It's just...
Last sentence. The war was won with the help of women, but that's not how Soviet leadership wanted history to be remembered.
Yeah.
That was the story of Yekaterina Budanova.
That's just
and
depressing.
Her hot friend chick and their great adventures in the sky.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I'm very impressed by these women, and I am very grateful that they did not get disappeared and that we are able to talk about them today on this podcast, because
I am too.
Incredibly important that history like this get remembered, and
especially when it comes to badasses like this.
Exactly, especially when so many people would have benefited from them not being remembered. Particularly the entire, or by their own logic, the entire nation of the Soviet Union. But what I find to be most interesting is that, like, they're just expected to just be like normal fucking people after that.
Oh yeah.
Like they're just like,
go back to life and have killed children and everything.
Yeah,
let a man from now on always tell you what you do.
Yeah, I mean, they were definitely already used to a man telling them what to do.
It's the military, I know,
yes.
but at the same time, you're allowed to kill people, while you're not allowed to do that when you're just, married.
Yeah, which, generally, unless you're an American, I'll kill my wife.
Oh yeah.
No, but I can't help but think about, like, since we were talking about shell shock earlier, there's no fucking way.
Oh, both of them probably would have had PTSD if they didn't die in the field.
Absolutely. I mean, they absolutely did, and you're just expected to provide the service of creating children for a country that didn't even bother to give you recognition until after you were dead, and they weren't a country anymore in their current form.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say about that. It's very, very interesting. And also a beauty pageant.
Necessity is the mother of invention here. Really.
Yes, because what we need is more military beauty pageants for men. Actually, you know what? I would see that, but if only men were contestants.
I'd take both.
I'm sure you would. If there were feminist beauty pageants, that would be one thing. But as it stands in its current form,
it's horrible.
No. I'm not, because I've known people, especially since I grew up in the South. I know people who've done beauty pageants. I know that there is like an element of empowerment, but the problem is not like individuals doing, partaking in these events. The problem is that they're the standard. I mean, there's that one John Oliver episode, for instance, that basically, or at the very least they talk, I don't know if this is still the case, but at the time when it came out, they claimed to be the Miss America Association. They had, like, they were allegedly the #1 provider of scholarships for women in America. And it is based...
That is insane.
That is what it was at the time. I don't know if that is currently true.
No matter what, it is insane.
Yes, that is insane, right?
And those are the good guys.
Yeah, we're the good guys.
You're the good guys.
Yeah.
This was really, really fascinating. Thank you again, Ben, for doing the...
Thank you, Ben.
There are very few sources this time, but they will be in the description below. So if you want to check them out, you can check them out. Most of it came from, actually... the Smithsonian, Wikipedia in this case. So thank you so much for this. And if you find more sources on her, if you find private letters or anything that is translated, please send it to us. Please. We would love to
absolutely.
So one thing I was thinking, because there are a lot of gaps, and thanks to the internet, a ton of people will watch this.
Get in contact with us if you have any information.
Just write down in the comment line or write us an email to tell us what you thought about the episode, but more importantly, if you find something about her and about any of our
You got a grandma, you got like family members that might have some information about any of this stuff. We need to keep, information like this alive, you know? And if we can do that, it'd be awesome.
This is truly fascinating history, in my opinion. It's sad that, again, we never learned this in school.
Yeah,
we never went like, hey, by the way, the first female pilots that fought in the skies were Russians, communists, and they murdered a bunch of Nazis. That's a badass story that you can tell. This should be 4 movies.
This should be a mini-series right now.
This should be an HBO mini-series. Instead of doing another fucking Band of Brothers. They're doing the third Band of Brothers now.
I don't even know what that is. So.
You know Band of Brothers in general?
No.
You know Tom Hanks.
I've heard of Tom Hanks. Yes.
No, hey, if you don't know Band of Brothers, you might don't know who Tom Hanks is.
I beg to differ.
Because he's the producer, screenwriter, director.
What doesn't Tom Hanks produce?
Fair enough, but it is the go-to basically miniseries when it comes to the France campaign in World War II.
Okay.
Well, when after D-Day they come in.
Okay. I did
because
not
it
know
follows obviously the Americans because it's from the Americans' perspective.
Yeah, of course.
And
but what I think is interesting is that this is named after a woman who barely has any presence in her own episode on this podcast.
Again, it's the lack of sources, and by having
that's why we're encouraging this.
And Lydia is also a very fascinating person. Don't get me wrong, but it would have been nice to have more on Budanova herself. But it's very, very, very hard to find sources on that shit.
Yeah.
The amount of documentaries that are out on like any fucking general in World War II, literally pick any. Especially if they're German or American. There will be like 12 Rommel, 25, 100 Rommel documentaries, but they can't fucking
and they're not even interesting. This is actually interesting.
There's something to be said about Rommel. There's something interesting about the dude, but not 50 movies worth of interesting.
Yes. Yeah, we'll say that. Say that. I do not personally find those other ones interesting. I find this more interesting, but perhaps I am biased.
A little bit, maybe. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. The point is, it is sad to see that we take the same shit over and over again and make the same shit and repackage it while there's actual
good stories out there,
and there's enough missing here that you can create your own storyline if you want,
baby.
Yeah, if you want her to bang.
I want gay lesbian fighter pilots in Soviet Russia.
If you want 69 in the skies,
yes,
you get 69 in the skies.
I want them to have sex in the air, like in the fighter jet.
Actual Mile High Club.
Yes, literal. I want them to play ping pong while they suck each other's vaginas.
Trick.
Now that's a mini series right there.
We call it air kegling.
I mean, that's talent right there. Undeniable talent right there.
The muscle control you have to have for that one.
I mean, they weren't just great for women; they were just great. You know,
what are the kukurytski? the planes, the popcorn plane.
It's slightly less impressive when they're the size of kukurutskis. Admittedly,
depends on. Is this an ear of corn in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? All right,
I think that's all the time we have for today.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. If you want to have more Russian badassness, we will come back to that. I have a few more that haven't been covered really by Western media and have a really, really, really interesting backstory.
I'm very, very interested. I'm looking forward to it.
And again, we're trying to do a little bit more of the not just dudes. I'm
gonna be honest. This has been my favorite one so far. This has been my favorite
Really?
one. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, with no doubt.
Really, the chick in the sky, like basically
the lesbians.
Yeah, the lesbian wet dream come true. You're like, oh, that one, I'm okay with this.
My second favorite one is Fresh Prince of Liechtenstein.
Fair enough. You just have a horny scale. You just have a horny scale. That's all.
I didn't say that my metric. I didn't say it was sophisticated. I just said it's what it is. You know, like
if it gets me lubed up, I love it.
Stalin better be next, otherwise I'm out.
No, we're not doing Stalin for long.
But horny.
No, Stalin. Again, we need to do a ton of research.
It's gonna be a big project.
And it's gonna be a 5-6 part at least.
It's gonna be a lot of work. So
we're not gonna
stay tuned for that at some point, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for listening.
Our links are as always in the description below. So if you wanna follow us on social media, you will have the chance.
Yes.
And we will be doing.
You guys know how the internet works.
So if you wanna see us live, there's also the chance for that.
Come to Vienna. Just do that.
Yes. All right. Anything else you have to say?
Be gay, do crime,
Kill Nazis.
Good night, everyone. Yes.
Yeah.
Good night.
That is a pretty good philosophy.
Yes.
Bye,
Be gay,
guys.
to crime, kill Nazis.
Ciao.